Welcome to another video. In this episode, I'm going to be solving section 3 of the SAT exam that was administered in May of 2017. So section 3 is the no calculated portion. Okay, so I have not solved these problems before. I've not even seen them before. So I'm going to be solving it live, like if you were on the exam. So hopefully how I approach the problems, how I think through them, how I write them down and all that can be helpful for you to learn from. That's why I post these videos. Okay, in addition to explaining how to tackle the problems if you didn't quite get the technique or the concept. Okay, so let's begin. In the xy plane, what is the y-intercept of the line with equation y equals 4x minus 1? The y-intercept is when it touches the y-axis, so that's when x is equal to 0. So this is, by the way, a linear line. It's already in slope-intercept form. So this b is our y-intercept. So the answer is D. The y-intercept is negative 1. If you plug in x is 0, it will be the same thing, negative 1. That's the proper way to do it. But since it's a linear line, and it's already in slope-intercept form, we can pull it out directly. For the function above, what is the value of f of 7 minus f of 5? So you just plug in x is 7 and x is 5. So f of 7 is, we plug in 7, it'll be 10 over 2, which is 5. F of 5 is, that would be 8 over 2, which is 4. So 5 minus 4, that is 1. Okay? By the way, I apologize for the quality of this printout. This is the best I can find online. Okay? If you found a better one, great. By all means, use it to work out the problems first yourself, and then you can come to this video to watch me solve it to get the answers or to see how I approached it. Okay, this is good enough for me. Okay, if xy is a solution to the system of equations above, what is the value of y? So we need to either use linear combinations or we substitute. So this one, the second equation, we can write as x is 6 if I multiply by 2 on both sides. Now I can plug this into the first equation. So 3 times 6 plus y is 12. So 6 plus y is 4. If I divide by 3 on both sides, y is equal to negative 2. Answer is B. In economics, the equilibrium price is defined as the price at which quantity demanded and quantity supplied are equal. If the quantity demanded, D, and the quantity supplied, S, in terms of the price in dollars, P, are given in the equations above, what is the equilibrium price? Okay, so let me read it one more time because there's lots of words. Equilibrium price is defined at which the quantity demanded and quantity supplied are equal. Quantity demanded, D, and quantity supplied, S. So equilibrium price is when D is equal to S. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. In terms of the price in dollars, P, are given by the equations above, what is the equilibrium price? So we want P. All right, so how do we do this? Well, when equilibrium price is when D, or equilibrium price is the price at which the quantity demanded. Okay, so to satisfy the second part of this clause or sentence, quantity demanded and quantity supplied are equal. That's why I wrote D is equal to S. So I'm going to want to set these equal to each other. So 60 minus 3 over 4P is 1/4 P. And we can solve for P. That's the price. And it says equilibrium price is the price when D is equal to S. So we're on the right track. So how do we solve for P here? Well, I can move this to the other side first. So 60 is 1/4 plus 3/4. That's 4 over 4, which is 1P. 4 over 4P is 1P. So P is 60, as simple as that. So lots of words here. The challenge part is to figure out what it's asking. As you probably saw or heard me think through it. Okay. If x minus 2 squared minus 6 times x minus 2 plus 9 equals 0, what is the value of x? So honestly, for this, I would just plug in the values instead of trying to algebraically solve this, even though it's not that hard. So when x is 2, we get 0, minus 0 plus 9. That's not 0 for sure. Okay? Actually, is it 0? Yeah, 0 minus, because 2 minus 2 is 0. So 0 minus 0 plus 9. So cross A out. What if B equals 3? We get 1 minus 6 plus 9. That's not equal to 0. Move on. C, we get 5 minus 2, which is 3, which is 9 minus 6 times 5 minus 2. So 5 minus 2 is 3. So it's minus 18 plus 9. This is 0. So it looks like it's C. But let's double check the last one. It'll be 25 minus 30 plus 9. That's for sure not right. Answer C. Okay, so you can see that I chose to go through the choices first instead of trying to expand this all out and solve for 9. Or you can possibly factor also. I chose not to do that. Totally doable with those methods still, probably. Okay, lots of words here. A chef plans to cook a maximum of 100 entrees for a dinner party. Each entree will include either chicken or fish. The cost of ingredients for each chicken entree is $7. Cost of ingredients for each fish entree is $9. No more than $8.50 can be spent on ingredients for the entrees, and the chef cooks C, chicken entrees, and F, fish entrees, which the following systems best represents the constraints on C and F. Okay, so plans to cook maximum 100 entrees. Maximum, which inequality sign do we use there? Less than or equal to 100. What is less than or equal to 100? The number of entrees. So if there's C chicken entrees and F fish entrees, C plus F, less than or equal to 100. So we can cross this out and we can cross this out. All right. Now, each chicken entree costs $7. So 7C, that would be the total cost for all the chicken entrees, and 9F is the total cost for the fish entrees. No more than $8.50. So less than or equal to $8.50. No more than, that's at most, or a maximum of, so same inequality sign. So the answer is C. If x plus y is 13, x minus y equals 2, what is the value of x squared minus y squared? Well, this is a difference of two squares. We can write it as x plus y, x minus y. Okay, so that is 13 times 2, which is 26. Answer is B. Every Saturday, Bob bakes loaves of bread to sell at the farmer's market. Each loaf costs him $1 to make, and he sells the loaves for $3 each. He also pays a vendor's fee of $75 every Saturday to help to set up his booth. What is the least number of loaves of bread Bob needs to sell every Saturday to cover the cost of the vendor's fee? Okay, so it costs him $1 to make. It costs him $1 to make. Sells it for $3. What's his profit? He nets $2. Okay, so this is the net. So how many loaves does he need to sell if he makes $2 each for each loaf? How many loaves would he need to sell to make at least $75 to cover that cost? So if we divide 75 by 2, what is that? That is 30, that's 34-ish. Did I calculate that right? I probably did not. Because that is, okay, so what am I divided by? Okay, so it's 37.5. I know it in decimal. Okay, so let me just write it in decimal. Okay, so it's 37.5. Okay, so he would need to sell 37.5 loaves to break even. You can't really sell half a loaf unless he, cuts it in half. It doesn't say that though. So you just round up to the next number. So it'll be 38 loaves. So answer is A. Okay, 37 would not cut it. He needs to sell 37 and a half. So you just round up to the next one, 8. Okay. In the right triangle above, the tangent of angle A is 4/3. What is the sine of angle B? Okay, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So it'll be 4/3 equals 20 over the length of AC. Okay, how do we get from 4 to 20? You multiply by 5. So 3 to multiply by 5. So AC is 15. Okay, you could also just have cross multiply the 60 divided by 4. Okay, so sine of B, so sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of B is AC over AB, which is 15 over 25. And what is that? That is 3/5. Answer is A. In the equation above, w, x, and z are each greater than 1. Which the following is equivalent to y? Okay. This is a typical problem where you have to move all the terms with y on one side and all the terms without y on the other. So wxy plus xyz minus yz is wx. Factor out a y everywhere on this side. So wx plus xz minus yz is wx. Okay, so y is equal to wx over wx plus xz minus yz. Actually, it should be z there, just no yz because I factored it out. Okay, so it should be d. 10d? Yes. Okay. The pressure exerted on an object under water increases by 1 atmosphere every 33 feet below the surface of the water. At sea level, the pressure is 1 atmosphere, which equation gives the total pressure in atmospheres exerted on an underwater object at a depth of F feet below sea level. So, at sea level, the depth is 0. So when F is 0, it says at sea level the pressure is 1. So when F is 0, P should equal to 1. Not the case here. Not the case here. F is 0, P should be 1. Yep, both of these are sufficient for that. Okay, so we eliminate half the choices already. Okay, so now it's saying since increased by every 33 feet. Okay, so as you get deeper and deeper, so the depth is increasing, the pressure should also be increasing. So you can also just plug in when you're at 33 feet below, then you'd be increased by 1. So you would have a total of 2 atmospheres. Okay, so when you plug in F is 33, you have the initial 1 plus another 1. So your P should be 2. So when you plug in F is 33, this is for sure not 2. This one is 2 though. Answer is D. You can do it like that. Or you can have just known that it's a linear model and the slope is 1 over 33. Which of the following equations has a graph in the xy plane with no x-intercepts? X-intercept is when it touches the x-axis. So this is for sure touching the x-axis. Cross that out. This is a linear line. It for sure will touch the x-axis. So cross that out. A linear line with a slope, I should say. So it's for sure going to touch the x-axis. Now let's find one of these. Okay. So this one we can factor as x minus x minus 6, x plus 1. Okay, I had to think about that for a second. Okay. So there are 2 x-intercepts here. So we can already cross that out. The answer is A. This one's not factorable. And if you remember, the discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac inside the quadratic formula, the thing under the square, that's the discriminant, this would be negative. So there's no solutions, or no x-intercepts, no zeros, so all the same thing. What is the y-coordinate of the point of intersection in the xy plane of the graphs of the equations above? Okay, so points of intersection, you set them equal to each other. So they're both written as y equals, so just set the 2 right-hand sides equal to each other. 5x plus 1 is x squared plus 3x plus 2. And then we solve for x. So it'll be x squared minus 5 on this side will become minus 2x, minus 1 will become plus 1. Okay, so this would be x minus 1 squared. So x would be 1. but we are interested in the y coordinate, so not a. Be careful there. Okay, so we can plug into either one, doesn't matter. Let me plug into the first one. Y equals 5 times 1 plus 1, which is 6. Answer is D. And you can even check real quick. If you plug in 1 here, it'll be 1 plus 3 plus 2, which is also 6, as expected. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to 16x squared to the half power? Oh, this is very easy. You can distribute the exponent to both. So it'll be 16 to the half power times x squared to the half power. Okay, what's 16 to the half power? That's the same thing as square root of 16. And, well, half power is square root, by the way. So I could just written the thing as square root, but I tend to do it like this. When you have something like this, exponent to another exponent, you multiply the values. So it'll be times x. So this is just 4x. Okay? Now, clearly, they don't have just 4x. So is it this one? It is actually this one. Because we don't know the value of x. So it's, remember, when you square root, it's plus or minus. So I should have written it as plus or minus. Or with absolute value, that's the same thing. Okay, so to make it more precise, it's like that. Okay, in the figure above, BC is 5, and the length of line segment AD is half the length of line segment CD. What is the length of line segment DE? Okay, so it says BC is 5. Let's mark that. AD is half the length of CD. AD is half of CD. What is the length of line segment DE? So it's asking for that. Okay, so you can probably guess they're testing similar triangles here. How do we know that they're similar triangles? Well, they have the same angle A, and they both have a right angle. By the way, the two triangles are ABD and AED and ABC. Okay, both the triangles have angle A. Both the triangles have a 90 degrees. So by the sum of the interior angles, this will be equal to that also. Okay, and remember, when all three angles are the same, technically, even just two angles in a triangle, if they're the same, then the triangles are similar. Okay, what does it mean when triangles are similar? The ratio of the sides are the same. Ratio of the corresponding sides are the same. So if AD is half the length of CD, or that means AD over CD is half, the ratio of the sides are the same. So AD is this, AD is this triangle, so then the corresponding side would, the other side that we want is ED. That also goes on top because AD was already on top. And CD, oh, you gotta be careful. So this is where I almost got fooled here. So now that I caught it, okay, back up. So as I was saying, the ratio of the sides should be the same, the corresponding sides. So AD and AC, they have a ratio. That ratio would be the same as ED to BC. Okay, so we're gonna use that. So this is true, but AD is half the length of line segment CD. Okay, so AD over, okay, let's just write it like this so that I can explain it. But AD over AC is equal to ED over BC. Okay, ratio of the sides needs to be the same for similar triangles. Okay, now, as I was saying, so let me write this one more time. AD is half CD. Okay, so we also know that AC is AD plus CD by segment addition. Okay, so let's start plugging things in. So if this is half of this, then AC would be equal to 3 ADs. Why is that? Because, well, first of all, if I can rewrite this as 2AD is CD, okay? So CD is 2AD, so plug that in right there. AC is AD plus 2AD, which is 3AD, which is what I said just now, a few moments ago. So AC is 3AD, so AD over 3AD is ED is what we want, and BC they give us as 5, okay? So these would cancel, so a third times 5, so 5/3 is ED, and there we go, that should be the answer. Let me double check. Number 15, C, yes, okay, so you gotta be careful there. I caught myself as I was setting up the problem that this DC is not the side of the triangle, it's AC, okay? So that's that, and then we have the free response. So let's do those. In the equations A equals x minus 4, B equals x plus 4, A and B are constants. When the product AB is written in the form x squared minus C, where C is a constant, what is the value of C? So AB would be x minus 4 times x plus 4. This is very common. It's x squared minus 16 if you FOIL it out. This is a difference of two squares, so it would factor into x plus 4, x minus 4. So C is 16. And you're done with that one. Isabella sells only rings and necklaces on her website. Each ring sells for $50 each. Necklaces sell for $30 each. If she sold 25 pieces of jewelry and his sales total 1050, how many necklaces did Isabella sell? Okay, so let's say R is rings, N is necklaces, okay? So R plus N is 25, number of rings, number of necklaces, total 25 pieces. And each ring costs 50, so 50 R, that's the total amount she got for selling all the rings. And the total amount she got for all the necklaces would be 30 N is 1050. Okay? So we can use either substitution or linear combinations. So how many necklaces did Isabella sell? So we want to solve for N. Let's eliminate R then. So let me rewrite this first equation as minus 50R minus 50N. What's 50 times 25? Well, 25 times 5 is 125, so minus 1250 it would be. Okay, so this is minus 20N is, that would be minus 200. N is 10. She sold 10 necklaces. Okay. Value of H is the solution of the equation above. Okay, so there's a decimal, so let's be careful about that. Why don't I just multiply by 10 on both sides to make my life easier? So 12, H plus 2 equals 20H minus 12. I multiply by 10 on both sides to get rid of the decimal. Okay, so this is 12H plus 24 is 20H minus 12. So this is 36 is, what is that? Is that 36, by the way? Yep, and this is 8H. Okay, so H is 36 over 8. Do I need to simplify this? Probably do. Let's just do it. That is 18 over what did I do? I divided by 2, right? So 18 over 4, which is 9 over 2. That's the simplified form. Yep, that's the answer. All right, R is greater than 0. Cube root of 9R over 2 is half R. What is the value of R? Okay, so we can cube both sides first. So it would be 9R over 2 is, what's half cubed? That's an eighth. R cubed. Okay, so now we can multiply by 8 on both sides. So that would be 8 divided by 2 is 4. 9 times 4 is 36. So 36R is R cubed. So if I divide by R is greater than 0. So 36 is R squared. R would be plus or minus 6, but it says R is greater than 0. So the answer is 6. And the final one, in the figure above, the circle has center A and line segment CB is tangent to the circle at point C. If AB is 1, CB is 8, what is the length of the diameter of the circle? Okay, so tangent to the circle, that means there's a right angle over here. Okay, they tell us that AB is 1, CB is 0.8, so we can find AC by Pythagorean theorem. AC would be square root of 1 squared minus 0.8 squared. Okay, and what is that? We don't have a calculator here, so we gotta be able to do this. So this is 1 minus 0.64, okay, which is square root of, that is 0.36, which is 0.6, okay? AC is 0.6. Notice this is the radius. So the diameter is twice of this. So that would be 1.2. That's your answer. Okay? So the key here was tangent to the circle, means it's a right angle. This is now a right triangle, so we can use Pythagorean theorem to find this length. This length is the radius, so diameter is just twice that. All right? This is pretty simple. Hopefully, if you got stuck on anything, my thought process and writing things out helped you figure out what went wrong when you tried to solve it. Or if you just totally did not get it at all, hopefully now you got a better idea. As always, please like and subscribe if you found this helpful. And please look out for the portion where I solve the next section, which is the calculator required portion.